Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh. With me, I have Joe.
Hey man.
And Jimmy.
What's up?
And we are doing the last show of season 3. And it's my pick.
Cool.
Oh,
and here's the deal, guys. I thought we would also play a little bit of a game, a little trivia game. I've got 3 questions, and it's up to you if you want this to count. I've got 3 questions.
Like towards points?
And for a point each, and it'll let you guys catch up a little bit, because I think there's no way that I can lose currently.
Oh man.
Oh, like in just season points?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna have like 30 predictions tonight.
So I have 3 questions about this show, and I think maybe we'll play a gameplay style where I'll say the question and you guys will buzz in by saying your name.
A game show style. You said a gameplay.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's have a gameplay, friends.
Gameplay show. So I have 3 questions. First I'm going to tell you what the show is.
Okay.
And the show is ALF.
All right.
Okay.
I feel like I've been talking about ALF randomly.
We've been waiting for
and
ALF.
I don't know anything about ALF.
He's
really.
back.
I got
in pog form.
You know what's funny? Yeah, exactly. That's all I know about ALF. It's from Simpsons. It's
Nice.
ALF. He's back in pog form.
Milhouse sold Bart's soul for a stack of elf pogs.
Oh man.
I'm just watching that episode of the Simpsons.
God, I wish The Simpsons was streaming somewhere.
Well, it is, unlike Hulu, I think.
Oh, but it's like current stuff, right?
I'm not sure how far back it goes.
It's probably like
It doesn't go back to season
old
1.
seasons
Yeah.
and then
I want like season 3.
Ooh. Well, I don't know if you're going to get that.
Elf, though.
ALF, though. So are you guys ready for the first question? So I have 4 questions.
Okay.
Some of them are easy, I think, and some of them are hard.
Wait, so this is a show you know a lot about?
Nope, I don't really know anything about it.
Oh, you're
I know,
just trying to
I
guess
know
points. Okay,
ALF
okay.
is an alien, and it's a show with a puppet in it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have in my head rumors of like what the last episode is about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, full disclosure, I think I have an idea of what the last episode is about.
Yeah.
But
But I don't know if that's true or not because I've never
Yeah.
seen it, and I've never like read the Wikipedia article or whatever.
yeah,
to see.
if I make predictions, I'll make predictions around what I think I know. I won't just like use that as a prediction.
Sure. So question number 1. So what I want you guys to do is, if you have the answer, just say your name.
Okay.
Then that'll be your buzzer.
All right.
Okay. Question number 1 is ALF is an acronym. What does it stand for?
Joe. Alien life form.
Correct.
Holy
damn.
shit.
Which
when
isn't.
you said it was like it's obviously that.
Well, then why didn't you buzz in and say that?
Well, I didn't think of it until he said it.
I guess I didn't think of it as an acronym, but that makes sense. It's like ET, ALF.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly. ALF spends his days. So let's say this question. I'm just making this question up off the top of my head.
All right.
No, I can't say it like that. Okay, never mind. Here it goes. What is ALF always trying to eat in the house?
Jimmy French fries.
No.
Joe, the cat.
Damn it. Damn it. I remembered it after I said fries.
He probably gets a side of fries at the cat.
I was like, I need to guess something.
What in what state of the United States of America does this show take place in?
Jimmy, Ohio.
No.
Damn.
Joe, California.
Yes.
Damn it. What the hell?
Wow.
Joe, is Joe like a serious elf fan?
Are you just
I'm
are you
very
just
upset.
pulling facts off the top of the Wikipedia
Yeah,
page?
the very, very top. Did you somehow read it today?
No, it's just like those are. I mean, the first one was a guess. The cat thing I knew. I like heard about that, and like California is just like, of course, it's a TV show.
Well, it's a show about like an alien, so it could have been like, I feel like the Pacific Northwest would be a good
Yeah,
spot for
it's
this.
either California, New York, or Port Washington, Wisconsin. That's where shows are based.
And I got one more. I don't think you guys will get this unless you actually know ALF.
Okay.
But it's very interesting. Is I found out today that ALF is an acronym, or his nickname. The actual alien ALF has a full name. What is his name?
Is it pronounceable?
Yes. Yeah, it's not like
Yeah, because my first guess was gonna be it's just like symbols or something. Joe, KX9.
Okay.
Wait, okay, did I get it?
No.
You
Jimmy.
said okay.
I wanted Jimmy to like guess. It's not that.
Yeah, it's Ronald Algernon Bowie.
No, but you're a lot closer than Joe because his actual name is Gordon Shumway.
Gordon Shumway?
Yep.
Is this like his like human family given name?
It says the title character is Gordon Shumway, a sarcastic, friendly extraterrestrial nicknamed ALF.
So that's his name. His name's Gordon.
His name is Gordon.
That's terrible.
So what happens in this first episode, guys? Oh, also, Joe got 3 points and Jimmy got 0.
Nice.
I hate
Here
this
comes
game.
the comeback.
Oh man.
I was almost going to make these worth 2 points each,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty happy I didn't.
So like Alf lands and the family takes him in. They're freaked out, but then he's like friendly.
Do you think he lands as in he like just kind of drives in and lands, or does he crash land?
Oh, I think he crashes into the backyard. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm assuming he can't leave.
Yeah.
Like, there's a problem with his photon accelerator or something.
Oh, I thought you meant like couldn't leave the spaceship, like his legs are trapped or something.
We're gonna have to. That's why you never see the bottom of Elf, because they amputate him.
Oh man.
The very first scene is them cutting his legs off.
Oh, that's dark, man.
Yeah.
Hey, they saved his life.
Just could you imagine if a show
his
started it with a
goddamn
puppet
life.
just going, ah, just like screaming, like just the shake of the head, like, ah, just
Yeah,
blood
that's like every
spurting up.
episode.
How can that
episode
be the
with,
first shot of Pie World?
Oh man.
Just a Muppet just screaming in pain.
Dusk and Dawn are also film buffs, and they're trying to make their own like side movie in the
budget,
back of the pie shop.
the budget for this show is exploding.
They're using raspberry like filling.
We're gonna be getting some studio notes.
Oof.
So yeah, I agree with you though, Joe, that there's gonna be. I assume he's obviously like on a mission or something, and he crashes.
I think he's already there. I think this first episode, I don't think is an origin story really. I think that's gonna come out later
Throughout the show.
Yeah.
So he's just like already living with his family.
I think he's already living with the family. Maybe there's some like flashbacks that help us just understand what the hell exactly is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd accept that even if like we started and it was just like him like watching TV on the couch, and then like 10 minutes goes by,
tries to
and
eat the
then
cat.
he like crashes because of like a flashback, you know?
Huh.
So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe they get to it, but I kind of think it like starts off like first shot, or pretty much we see Elle for the first time, and he's like in his saucer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming he's got a like the very typical like flying saucer with like the glass dome. Like that's what his spaceship looks like in my mind.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't crash. Maybe he gets dropped off. Maybe he's being like left behind.
Oh, like Third Rock from the Sun.
Is that what happened in Third Rock?
The family in Third Rock from the Sun is like on like a mission to like watch humans.
Oh, okay.
So they're like actually like call back home
Yeah.
and like talk and like report back and stuff.
I was thinking more like Alf got banished or something from his home planet.
Yeah, I like
so
that.
not like Third Rock.
I
Ooh,
like
banishment. That seems fun. He seems like a wily person, like someone like he's caused trouble.
I think he just I think he crash landed on the way. He like ran out of gas. He just pulled over and never left.
Yeah, I decided to just get some gas.
Yeah.
And
Seems
gas,
cool. Seems like a cool place.
human hearts.
It's
Oh god, maybe it's cat hearts.
Yes,
Cat
cat
hearts.
hearts.
I mean, have we tried that as fuel? Maybe it's,
Super efficient.
Pete the cat, come here, buddy.
Peter. We need your heart for science.
The one time we want the cat in my apartment to come into this room.
He's just out somewhere chilling.
He's like, I got great hearing. I am not coming in there. I also fully understand English and speak it. I'm a cat. Way to go, Pete. Way to go.
We're proud of you.
I mean, he lives as like a normal family.
Yeah, I'm picturing 2 kids.
I am a boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl.
No, me too. Who's older?
The girl.
No,
I think
go
it's
boy.
I was thinking like a teen girl, little boy, and he's like tight with the boy.
How tight?
Some sexist,
Not creepy tight, right?
No, like they're like brothers, man. Like they're essentially like they treat each other like twins. Like they have like a special connection.
I'm picturing John Lithgow, but I think isn't that the
That's like Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
what I'm thinking
No, that's
of.
Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah,
That's not, dude. That's also Third Rock.
some mixture of what we've been talking about is
And also Harry.
Puppets
That's a
and-
yeti. That's just a naturally occurring beast within the world. Jimmy.
He's from this planet.
oh well.
Yeah.
Let's watch that show.
All right, we're moving on. We're gonna go with that show. I think there is a cop that comes to their door
To go see what's going
to
on.
investigate.
because of
I
the
think
big
there
crash.
is a slight investigation
Ooh.
into
Okay.
the crazy lights that occurred the night before over wherever California.
Mhm.
And then the family feels bad for him, so then they shelter him
Mm-hmm.
instead of turning him in.
Yeah. That's all I really got.
I mean, if an alien crash landed in your backyard, would you just take him in?
If he was as cute as Elf,
Yeah.
probably.
Does Elf have powers? Like, is he helping me in some way? Is he?
Yeah, he's got to make his own way. You're not just gonna take on a roommate, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Is he gonna get a job? You're gonna pay half his
You're gonna
rent.
pick up around the house, like.
I mean, I kind of assume that he's a space alien that flew a spaceship. So there's
Yeah.
got to be a point where even if he doesn't have special powers, he's got to be super smart, right? Or at least know his way along electronics. Maybe he like fixes the
Should know some
TV.
stuff.
Yeah, he's
Like
definitely got to prove his worth
like
because
the-
otherwise,
Like the dad, because this is 1986 to 1990.
He's just an electrician.
Well, yeah, well, no, it's like 1986 to 1990, 4 seasons.
Okay.
I think 99 episodes on TV, 102 in syndication, apparently.
Wow.
And I kind of assume that he crash lands. The family finds him. They keep him away from the authorities. And the reason why they keep him around, because the dad wants to throw him out. Because it's always the dad that wants, everyone else is like, he's so
Aw.
cute and nice. And he's like, no, we can't keep an alien.
Which John Lithgow?
Very logical.
You're an alien. You should be nice.
But I think their VCR and or TV is broken.
Yeah.
And Elf fixes it.
what if they just like slowly turn him into a servant? Like starts with him fixing things, and then he's just working for the humans.
By the end of episode 1, there's just a chain around his neck.
Yeah, he's kept in the basement.
He's kept in the basement.
The humans
It puts
are
the
dead.
lotion on its skin, Elf.
Oh my.
Now shave your stomach. I don't know. Is that getting too weird now? All right, hey, let's get into it.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you after the pilot of Elf. I think it's called Elf. We're super good. Hey, everybody, we're done with Elf.
And we're back.
The first episode of Elf, entitled Elf.
Yeah.
Was it called Elf?
Yeah.
It's not pilot?
It's called ALF.
Because Elf was like literally a pilot in this episode. He was piloting his own ship.
Yeah,
but was he into pies?
Probably not. He's just into cats.
just cats.
Also into cats.
Is that what?
I gotta show you a video later.
Okay. Weird.
Oh god.
That got weird. Jimmy, you got to write it for us?
Yeah, I do. And I would say before I read it, there was an unaired original pilot. So they
okay.
made a pilot, and then it got picked up, and then they made
a new
a
episode
new episode
called
so-
Elf.
How shows should work.
which is how shows generally work. I actually wonder how that worked because. So it must have been. We'll get into that. This is Elf, episode 1. The whole story starts here as Gordon Shumway from Malmac escaped his planet before it was destroyed, crash lands into the garage of the Tanner family. The Tanners call him Alf because he is an alien life form, and they decide to keep his presence a secret so that the U.S. government will not subject him to experiments. From the beginning, there is no sanity for the Tanner family. I don't know. I thought I suppose just the mom that was mad because he was trying to give the kid beer.
Yeah, so let's name the wacky things that Alf introduced to their life. Is he he was just in the bathroom while the dad was trying to take a shower.
Yeah.
And he handed him toilet paper instead of a towel.
Well, it's because he took the towel because he was he like waved at
He
the.
was waving
Yeah.
at the
The
neighbor. Achmanek.
Something like that. And then he like annoyed the dad again when like the daughter and Alf were like calling into a radio show.
Yeah,
And then he gave the kid a beer.
Oh.
which
And that's it.
And he thought about eating the cat a whole lot.
Yeah. He's just playing.
does. I mean, Elf knows English, and he obviously understands pretty much everything that's going on around him.
Yeah, Alf is like a dude from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was trying to figure out too. Is like, why does Alf so like familiar with like human life,
Melmac's actually in the center of the earth.
or just like Alf just watches a lot of TV because we just broadcast that stuff out in the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my question about that for when he gave the kid a beer.
Yeah,
Did Alf just not care, or was that like one of the details that Alf didn't know?
I feel like Alf
That kid should.
knows.
Oh, Alf knew.
Yeah, because there's
A
part of
Coors, specifically.
it.
Coors.
Yeah, he knew what brand of beer it was too.
I mean, if he can speak English, you can read the
I
can.
guess.
He seemed familiar,
He did.
like he'd been there.
Right.
Like he's gotten hammered with some kids sometimes.
Yeah.
When the kid and Alf were watching TV, they were like arm in arm. It was weird.
They were. And then like
They like hooked arms, and then he's like, "You want to go get a drink?"
yeah, they were just like they were all but holding hands while watching
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
I noticed that right away too. I was like, this is weird. Can we talk about every time Alf walks around, it's terrifying?
Oh, because it's most of the time it's a puppet, but then
Oh,
there's
yeah.
scenes where like he walks in and out of a scene, and it's like it's a little person in a suit, right?
I mean, I think so. That or a child.
Like 3 foot tall, like shorter than
Yeah.
the shortest kid.
I'll have to look that up, but yeah, it's really uncomfortable.
and he does like a waddle, like in like a, because he kind of like sells it a little bit.
Weird little suit.
And yeah, the suit's
Yeah.
terrifying as well.
Yeah, I read on the Wikipedia about how like it was just miserable filming this show because there's just so much more like technical challenges to having to film a show with a puppet. It's like the whole set is like raised 4 feet in the air so the puppeteer can be under, and like the dad.
Sure.
I just assumed that the puppeteer would be just like lying behind the couch. You know, that
yeah,
kind
that's
of
what I thought
thing.
too. But no,
Yeah.
he's like standing up. But the dad just like fucking hated making this show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they like the two
that makes sense.
yeah, the 2 anecdotes that they gave. Well, he hated it because like A, it was hard to do, and B, he's like playing second fiddle to this fucking puppet.
Yeah.
Because the main character
I
of the
was-
show is a puppet.
I was scrolling through that guy Willie's filmography,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of like Shakespeare, and like, this guy's like a train.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot like who's the guy who played Obi-Wan?
Alec
Where
Guinness.
it came out that like
Ewan McGregor.
he
Yeah, that guy
really
too.
hated like
Yeah,
Harrison Ford and all those people. Like
Yeah,
these
that
little
sounds about
dicks don't know anything about acting, and I've done like Hamlet and shit.
Yeah, the
So-
2 things I read.
So Obi-Wan was a jerk, and he thought he was better than everybody. That's
Yeah,
what
he
you're,
did.
that's what
Clearly.
you're telling me.
He did. He
is
made all his money.
I'm glad Vader killed him.
the just like the last episode after they were done filming, they said that like Max, the guy who played the dad, just like didn't say goodbye to anyone. He just like got in his car and left.
Unlike the last day.
Yeah,
I wish they call him back like a couple hours later. Like, hey, we
We
need to
gotta-
do reshoots.
yeah. We got to redo the scene.
We need to
where
specifically do the scene where you and Alf hang out.
where you and Alf are hugging, and he makes some jokes, and you're silent.
What's funny is I didn't think he was that great. I
Yeah,
thought pretty
he
much
seemed-
the acting in this show was pretty atrociously
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
Besides Elf, you know.
even
Obviously.
Alf, like it seemed like his voice wasn't as like cartoony and fun as I thought it was gonna be. He just sounded like an adult.
He kind of sounds like
Yeah.
the guy who like is in Bob's Burgers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
He's like the 1990s Bob's Burgers.
I
Yeah.
bet
John
he's
Benjamin.
probably
John
in
Benjamin.
an episode of Elf. So I was looking up this guy. So Paul Fusco is his name.
That's the creator.
He's
of
just
Alf.
been, yeah. He's like so like the co-creator was like looking for like a Jim Henson's thing and somehow Paul Fusco got in the mix because he'd done some other puppet stuff. So then he like auditioned and then ended up like being a co-creator.
Yeah.
But then from then on, he's just been doing Elf.
He's just been
for
living
33 years. Because he was just in an episode as Elf in Young Sheldon.
Oh, great.
This year in 2019.
So what you're saying is he goes around and like cameos as
Elf
Elf in other
he's just
TV
Elf.
shows and such now?
Like on late night shit, and he was on like Matlock and Blossom and just every show ever. He just once a year appears on a show as Elf, and that's
Sounds like he found something that he really loves.
yeah, I
He
guess
just is one with Alf now.
his whole filmography is just Elf.
I had
Is
read
he
that
3 feet tall? Is he the guy in
he's the guy in the suit. He like came up with this idea like to just like annoy people at parties. He would just like pull out the Alf puppet and like annoy people. That's where like the idea started before there was an Alf show.
Oh, so before Elf, he had Elf.
Yeah, he was like messing around with like an alien puppet and would just like bring it out at parties to like annoy people.
Yeah, that might be kind of annoying. Especially if that was like the guy was like, I don't have anything funny to do. This is my annoying
we
puppet.
get it.
Your puppeteer
You're a
friend is like,
puppeteer.
fucking Dave, just put the puppet away.
Like,
We're just hanging out, man.
Could you imagine? So you're at a party
Uh-huh.
and then someone like just drags out like a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah.
I'd be like, bye. I'm leaving. Not you. I'm leaving this party.
Over.
Oh man.
Party over.
I'd be like, this is creepy.
There was that one Halloween where I was at 331 and like at some point in the night I like ended up with like a ventriloquist dummy and I was like dancing around with it and just like had it on my shoulders.
So you were at a
Man,
bar
that's
on
awesome.
Halloween and all of a sudden you just had a ventriloquist dummy.
And like it was like
Was
part
it
of the
Elf?
decor
Okay.
and like I just like picked it up and started playing around with it and like
So you stole a ventriloquist dummy from a bar. Is
yes.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
You have it with
No,
you?
I don't. I'm not taking a
on your
ventriloquist
person?
I'm not taking a dummy with me. I'm leaving that at the bar.
Yeah, it seems like more trouble than it's worth.
The best part of that is like at some point in the night I was talking to some lady. We were just having she was somewhat older and it was a weird conversation where she was like talking about how like I kind of reminded her of her son. It was taking a weird turn, and then at some point I was like leaving and she like kind of like leaned in for a kiss and like
Nice.
No one should start talking to you about how you remind them of
Did
their
you throw-
child.
That's a
yeah,
good point.
exactly not a great
Did
situation.
you throw up the dummy and she's have
mean,
her
So
smooch
yeah,
it?
so she leaned in and like her eyes are closed, and I just like swapped my face out for like the dummy and just like had her kiss the ventriloquist dummy.
Did she know that?
She knew. She like opened her eyes immediately, and I was like, "Well, gotta go. See ya."
That is the best
That's
story.
nepotism at its finest.
That is a weird. How do you? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird night.
Interesting. So Elf's planet exploded like
Yeah.
Krypton?
Melmac.
Supposedly.
But
So he's Superman.
he's Superman.
Oh.
He's a 3-foot hairy Superman.
He's
He
a
gets his
god.
powers from the sun.
He's here to save us.
Is that what he is doing?
I guess.
He said his sun was purple. Did anyone catch that?
His son was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sun.
not like his child,
Yeah. No,
Well,
like the sun in his solar system.
Yeah, we
he
don't know
didn't.
if he
He
is-
didn't look at
if he has
Max's
kids.
Willie and Kate's kid and go, "You remind me of my son," and try to kiss him.
He's like, "Want to go get a beer?"
You're like my kid, but you're purple.
Yeah, you did
We
try
should-
to get him drunk. So
I guess he was giving a child beer. I want to believe that he didn't know the legal age of drinking. You look tall enough. Have a beer.
Yeah, you're taller than me. You're old enough to have a beer.
Yeah. Anybody taller than Elf can drink.
We've been bonding for a while. Go get a beer, man.
And it did get a little serious at the end. With his he
Oh yeah.
snuck
There
into
was
the
a drama.
garage at the end to like try to transmit a message to presumably some people he knew from his planet
Yeah, back home.
back home, and he was like, "Yeah, I miss you guys, and I'm with this family." And then he said a bunch of nice things about the family.
Mm-hmm.
He actually said nice things about the dad. He just said that the mom had hair, and then he said the kids like loved him,
Yeah.
and that they were also kind of cool, essentially. And then they were like, "Aw," and they were like trying to sneak out. He goes, "And if you come, we can eat the cat."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can all eat their
Which
cat together.
I lulled at that. I didn't lull it much in the show, but
yeah.
I mean, they did. I feel like they did a good job of Elf's like facial expressions
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. I mean, as much as you can for like a puppet, but it was more. He was more expressive than I thought he was
Paul
going to be.
Fusco.
Yeah, master puppeteer.
Yeah,
Master, call him for your next party, boys and girls. Paul Fusco.
I wonder if I could
He's
just
free.
pull up Paul Fusco and just like get him to do a gig for me.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a web page.
I bet.
Yeah,
I bet
LinkedIn.
for a plane ticket and $1,000, that guy will come to
Yeah.
any party you got with Elf.
Just pull him up on the Fire app.
Man.
Elf.
All right.
I'm trying to think. So in this scenario of Elf, would you let Elf live with you? I mean, he seems completely harmless.
I mean, the thing is, like, he's just a normal dude. He
Really?
just happens to be 3 feet tall and furry.
Yeah.
So, like at that point, like, you gonna take in a third roommate or fifth roommate if you just like have a family?
Like he wouldn't be. No, I wouldn't let him live in like my apartment. It's not big enough.
yeah.
It's not big enough for another human, baby, adult, anything. It's just not
Uh-huh.
big enough. Maybe if I had like a house and an extra room or something, or like a basement, be
Yeah.
like, I'll just drywall off a piece of this basement and you can stay down here. But I don't have any room to like. So I'd be like, maybe you should find a different place to live, Elf.
Yeah, that's tough.
But I'd probably let him stay with me for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, give him a couple weeks to get on his feet.
Yeah.
Find a job.
I mean, I bet if we shaved Elf, he could probably just he'd probably just look like a really ugly person.
Oh God.
Just go contribute to
Shave
society.
him?
And that brings me to my first prediction: they shave Elf. No,
Hairless elf.
I bet at some point they shave Elf in the show.
Oof.
Oh God, that would be horrifying.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I bet they do.
I don't know, man.
You gonna let Elf live with you and your wife, Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of want a pet. We kind of want a dog.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is like if he was more like a pet or a dog, like it might be easier to just take him in.
Yeah.
But he's a dude. Like
It's
he has
just
needs.
way
He's
more-
gonna be
way
drinking
more
your
work.
beer.
It is. It's like, do you want to?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
not okay.
the real question isn't like, do you want Elf to move in? It's like, did you want a 45-year-old man to move in with you?
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much what Elf is. He's the 45-year-old man of wherever he's from. Of
Do you
Melmac.
think Elf? I don't want to get weird with this, but do you think Elf is like a sexual being? You think
I mean, yeah, I think so.
like Melmax is like he's a male?
I mean, it seems like they're mammals.
Is
so
he
like they,
Okay.
they procreate.
Like, is he gonna get? Is there gonna be some like weird moments with Kate?
Like that? No, I don't think they're gonna go there. I could see a female Elf coming, like and like spending an episode or two around
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Hmm.
But I don't think Elf is a sexual being, as in he's gonna try to lay with the ladies in the show.
Or would he be attracted to like an animal that like kind of looks like an elf, like I don't know, a panda or something?
Koala.
Like they can't don't take Elf to the zoo.
Maybe yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the Elf's a marsupial.
Hmm.
What's their name? Okenek.
The neighbor.
The neighbor.
The neighbor said he was a cross between a kangaroo and a
Aardvark?
aardvark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, did you recognize her?
No.
I recognize her, but I don't know what she's from.
She's Helen Seinfeld. She's Jerry's mom.
Yep, there it is.
Hmm.
That's why I recognize her.
Yep.
Because when I was sick and dying months ago,
She nursed you back to
over
health?
Christmas, Jerry's mom was around while I was watching Seinfeld. So I remember.
She watched Seinfeld with you?
She did. It was nice of her.
Liz Sheridan came over.
$1,000. That'll
Watched
do it.
Plane
Plane ticket and
$1,000.
$1,000.
Man.
She got here and I was like, "Did you bring Elf?" She's like, "I don't hang out with Paul."
Not after last time. That party got weird.
He's kind of a weird guy.
No, but I brought Willie. Should we get into predictions? Predictions?
Yeah.
Frictions.
Predictions.
That's just.
Okay. Yeah, I got some. I'm excited about them.
Okay, nice.
I was surprised that they didn't show any like alien powers in this. Again, like we were talking about, like Alf has to somehow prove his worth to this family, and
I still think he's just smart. I still think he's just going to be smart.
He just seems like a dude.
Also, I just don't think. Yeah, he really does. But he's still he pilots a spacecraft. But continue.
So I think that by the end of this, Alf and Brian, the little kid, like both have like some sort of superpowers that they can work on together. Like either they're telepathic together, or they can like move stuff with their minds together. I think they both have powers.
Ooh.
I think a cat like helps like save Alf. And that he's like indebted to the cat and doesn't want to eat it anymore.
I also have a cat.
Cat predict.
I hope that happens. That's funny.
It's 1990, so I think there's a George Bush joke. Maybe something about him like barfing on the Prime Minister of Japan or something. And then I think there's a little baby Melmac alien that we see.
Oh, weird. Would that just be like a Beanie Baby?
Yeah, just like a little
throw onto the set.
I don't know if it's Alf's son or something, or
yeah. How many predictions am I allowed?
I mean, start going and we'll tell you. We'll cut you off at some point. How many did he got?
Well,
I mean, if you got like 14, like that's a little lot of.
No, I had like 5, like 4.5, but I just thought of another one.
So you have 5.5?
Yeah.
Or 6?
Well, let's call it 6. Let's round up.
I mean, I'll allow it. Joe?
all right, let's allow it, but then let's like make one of them like the money prediction, and like if you get that one wrong, it's -1.
Damn it. Okay.
But you can pick it.
Yeah.
I can
so
pick
it's
it?
high risk, high reward.
Yeah. So you have a total of 6 points, but you could technically also get -1.
That expands your range.
That's what's gonna happen.
From -1 to 6.
I'm already upset about it. Okay, so then the one that I just thought of is that I think Brian's gonna be a different actor.
Okay.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
think Brian ages well. Whoever that kid is, Opie.
Just by looking at this
Ron
6-year-old kid, you're just
Howard.
like, he doesn't got it.
That kid's not gonna make it.
4 years.
I thought he was just awful.
4 years in this really good show. Kid gets into meth.
Okay. I also have that. I'm just gonna go backwards. That Okaminik,
The neighbor.
Sorry, the neighbor and Alf. They've like met now. They're like potentially pals, but like it's not like a.
Trying to hide it from the
She's
neighbor.
in
still.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Then I have Alf makes jokes about eating the cat because I just think that's just the thing that he does. I think the UFO is fixed in this episode. I think.
Like it was a hoax?
No, I think it's been fixed.
It worked the whole time. He just didn't want to leave.
Where was he gonna go? You know, I mean, it makes sense.
There's cats here.
There's unlimited cats. Okay, I think Alfs take over the Earth.
Alfs.
God. Wow.
Alfs.
Cool.
I think that. I think they arrive, and it's just an Independence Day.
I would
think
love
Bill
that.
Pullman gives a speech. It's riveting.
I'm into that.
Yeah, we all become one human.
You're really giving yourself
race.
too many details in this
Okay.
one.
No, so elves take over the earth is
Okay.
what that one is.
Yeah.
And the last one is that elf dies.
Oh,
Gordon
God.
dies.
Okay.
What's your money one?
Money
guess. The
money ball.
I mean, can I do cat jokes? Because
Yeah, sure. There might not be a cat joke. Maybe
Yeah.
they ran out of cat jokes.
I'll be so pissed.
It'd be amazing if you lose on that one. I would love for you. We'll circle the
Okay.
the money joke right now.
All right.
The money joke.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying shit now. Who knows? All right.
The money cat shot.
I like my predictions because they're almost like a mix of what you guys have, but they're
Okay.
different. They're like about. So Jimmy, you said you think there's going to be like a world of elves. I
Yeah.
think there's just going to be another elf in this episode.
Just
Okay.
one more elf.
Yeah. I mean, not.
Like one other one survived.
Yeah, I think there's another one in this episode, and that's maybe
Yeah.
the Catalyst. Maybe he's like leaving with them or something like that.
Kal-El.
I think the side note on that, I think is a female elf.
A little bow in its hair.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I assume
some
to note it's a female.
procreation.
It has a pink bow in its hair. Because how else would you know?
It's either that or huge boobs. So, like, which one are you gonna go with?
Oh, God, that would look. Alf already looks like such a weird.
Does it need like a bra then?
It
Is it
suits
just
so
hairy?
weird.
Yeah.
Does that have to be censored?
Huge hairy boobies.
All right.
And then also, Jimmy, you think the neighbor and Elf are going to be friends.
Yeah.
I think one of the kids' friends is now is like in on Elf.
Okay.
So if it's like the uncle or the neighbor, it doesn't count. I think it's a kid's friend.
A kid's friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the
One of
kids
them.
have a friend and they know about Elf.
Urkel.
And then
Steve.
going with Joe in the cat compassion category. I think that Elf feeds the cat food in an act of friendship and compassion.
Okay.
So instead of trying to make the cat be food, he feeds the cat food in like hey, I'm not trying to eat you anymore, bud. Maybe he eats him right after that. I don't know, but like,
Yeah. The cat's
Just
now the cat's
fattening him up.
distracted.
I think Elf is trying to feed the cat,
Okay.
not eat the cat.
All right.
And then 4, I think there's a cowboy hat. Someone is wearing a cowboy hat.
All right.
Prediction 7. There's a whodunit.
Nope. So now we're all done with predictions.
All right.
So, Joe, what did you hear about what this episode's about potentially?
I'd heard that because the show was like canceled unexpectedly.
Oh.
That they like it ends on a cliffhanger where like you think like the last shot is like him being surrounded by agents and you don't know if he like got caught or was able to escape.
Okay, I heard something like that too. Like the FBI comes and gets Elf.
Oh.
Like
yeah.
they know,
Shit.
like he gets captured
And that's
by
where it
the government.
ends?
Yeah, the government takes Elf. So that's what we've heard rumors pretty
Okay.
much the same.
I remember seeing this on a list of like crazy ending TV shows, but in my brain, I'm just still picturing dinosaurs where just the
Yeah.
ice age comes and like because they destroyed the planet.
Yeah.
I don't think
Much
Elf's
as
going to
we're
make
doing.
humans extinct at the end of this one.
But I
too
mean,
bad.
that kind of
I
like
think
that.
so.
It implies like the end of Alf, even though we don't necessarily see him die. It's like,
Right.
Okay.
It'll be fun if something
Well-
like that does happen. Instead of like a normal like in this Elf doesn't get married, Elf doesn't graduate high school, Elf
Yeah.
doesn't buy a new house, like or Elf doesn't. In this one, you would
He's
think
going to grad
his
school.
yeah, or like in this one, you would think that Elf's ship is fixed and he leaves
Mhm.
with another Elf, and that's kind of what I think would happen. So
Yeah.
those are all like my like cookie cutter basic things that I would think. So when they're like, oh, we just got to end this show because we're getting canceled, let's get him caught by the government. And all
Yeah.
the horrible things that we listed in the first episode, those are the things you think are now going to happen to Elf now that the show's done.
Just
Yeah.
cut him apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Why don't you just pull his toenails out? You didn't let me finish.
Ah, yeah.
That
That's
guy
a good one.
All right, cool. Well, let's watch that final episode of Elf, and we'll get back to you.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And we're back from Elf. And the
Elf and
G-men
friends.
are here. He's been G'd, as they say, as the aliens say.
Yeah, quite
It's
the
heavy.
cliffhanger. Can't wait to see what happens next.
It's heavy, it's hairy, it talks.
Elf.
Alf.
That should be just the Elf. It's heavy. He's hairy. It's heavy. You got a write up for us, Jim?
Yeah. What was this called?
Elf.
Consider Me Gone.
Consider me
or
gone.
something.
Yeah.
When Alf picks up a signal on the Tanner's radio, he realizes that it is someone trying to get in touch with him through Melmacian code. Melmacian? He cracks the codes and finds that it's two of his friends who want to pick him up, I'm assuming is what, and take him to their new planet. He agrees to meet them, unaware that the alien task force is onto them. Spoiler, they catch him pretty much. I mean,
Oh, was that
I guess
the
we
end of the write-up?
technically- That was the end of that
Oh,
write-up.
okay. Well, then they go. And then half of the middle half of the episode, just the family saying goodbye to Elf,
Mm-hmm.
and Joe cheering and wanting the dad to have to hug Elf.
It was like that time I thought Wolverine was gonna cry and then he didn't.
Wait, what?
in the X-Men animated series, I had a prediction that Wolverine was gonna cry.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And everyone cried but Wolverine.
That's right. That was the best. Oh man, so good.
And then and then after that, yeah, so they all said goodbye. They drove him out to like the field where his friends what were they called? Skip and Rhonda. We're gonna pick him up. And then the G-men came.
The G-men
got him.
And
Well, he surrounded him, and then it freeze framed.
So we'll just go to that part first because that's the ending.
Yeah.
So the UFO saucer or whatever is right above him. The light's shining, like it's getting brighter and brighter. I kind of assumed that they were just gonna like beam him up.
Yeah.
And then they just left.
And they're like, nah.
And I'm like, wow, you could have just ended with him being like
coming
beamed up.
Yeah.
And like happy ending, it's fine. But they were like, no.
I feel like they didn't know yet.
Yeah. Yeah, from what I read, like they had
that wasn't
they
that wasn't
like
a
a
rush.
verbal like fifth season.
They had like a handshake deal for like a 5th season, and then somewhere in between the 4th season ending and the 5th season starting, there NBC was like, nah.
The ratings just plummeted in the 4th season.
So the ratings plummeted somewhere in between the 4th and the 5th season. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. That would be
switched nights and everything in the 4th season, and
that night shift
didn't help.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so they definitely thought they had a 5th season.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that would be a good cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Into the last season. You know.
You're like, oh, got to see what happens with Alf. This show's taking a turn. It's getting serious.
So there's like a TV movie in '96 that's supposed to wrap it up.
Oh, really?
Called like Project Alf, right?
Yeah.
I want to watch that.
Project Alf.
You son of a bitch.
Skajek Elf.
I want to watch Project Elf.
Yeah.
Can I watch it on
Seems kind of
YouTube for
intriguing.
free? Like
It might be on Hulu.
Like Canadian Bacon?
It's on ABC. Like got picked up by ABC. Okay. 6 years later. Can you imagine 6 years later? I guess that happens.
They had to talk that guy. They had to talk Max Wright back into.
Hey man,
I don't know if he was on it.
Come back into this Elf universe. He's like, I already fucking drove away.
You know you're not doing anything.
They found him on the side of the curb with a needle in his arm, and they were like, "Yo, Max, do you want some money?" And he's like, "Cocaine? Money? No, money, Max. Oh yeah, I'll be an elf.
I'm Elf. I'll be whatever you need me to be.
I'll be the elf.
I could be your elf.
Let me be your hairy, talky man.
I'm hairy and I'm heavy, and I like to eat cats.
Find out that Max eats cats now.
Oh God. Fun fact about the cat eating thing, and like that's where Jimmy gets a -1. No spoilers for the predictions, but.
So beautiful though.
God damn it.
I read a thing where like they had to stop making references to Alf eating cats because some kid put a cat in a microwave.
Oh no.
Yeah, and claimed that it was because of watching an episode of Alf. Which seems like if you're just a shitty kid who tried to do that, then you're thinking of what to blame it on.
Yeah.
Blame it on
I could
the
also
TV
see
show.
a kid like thinking like, oh, I'm gonna give my cat a bath and I'm gonna dry him off in the microwave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A kid thinks that every day.
But that's different than I'm just gonna microwave my cat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you dry him off in the microwave.
Maybe it was wet.
yeah. He got wet when a cat popped in the microwave. Did the cat get into the microwave? How far did the cat make it?
Yeah, what's the end of the story?
I don't know, man.
I'm not sure.
I feel like if that cat had its front claws, that kid wasn't getting it in a microwave.
I feel like people don't understand enough about how microwaves work that they'll just like, do whatever.
It moves the water molecules around.
Yeah. Well, like there was that
That's why
meme going.
things like breads get hard because they don't have very much water.
When like Pokemon Go was a thing, there's that meme going around of like, oh, like this hack for Pokemon Go to like get steps. You could just like put your phone in the microwave, and when it like spins, it'll just get you steps.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It is. I like things like that because, I mean, unless you're a kid, like unless you're a 5-year-old kid,
yeah.
At number one, why do you have a cell phone? Bad parents.
True.
Number two, But like if you're like a 19-year-old, like a 30-year-old, whatever, if you're above the age of 12, probably, you know, and they're like, hey, put this in the microwave, or like they tell you to like do something great, like dip your if you like dip your TV remote in water, it like will like make it not squeak anymore. I don't know.
You get Netflix.
Yeah, you just get Netflix. Like if you hear that and then you do those things, it's like you earned it.
It's a good way to learn a lesson. You're just like watching your phone in the microwave, and you're just like, "Oh, okay, I get it now." Should have seen this coming.
I see what happened.
Well, I learned something.
I would, if I got tricked into doing something like that from the internet, I wouldn't say a word to anyone. I wouldn't.
You'd just be like, I lost my phone.
Yeah, if I got tricked into putting my phone into the microwave, you guys would be like, "Yo, what's up? Are we recording tonight?" I'd be like, "Sorry, I wasn't by my computer to message you back." Why would you? What about your phone? Oh,
like, I never had a phone.
I lost it.
Never had a cell phone. No, know what you're talking about.
I never had one. I would never admit it. Never, not in a million years.
Is that really what happened to your last laptop? You put it in the microwave.
No. I tried to microwave the battery because I heard that if you put a computer battery in the microwave and it recharges and it works forever.
Turbocharges it.
Yeah,
that's why your laptop exploded.
Yeah, you don't have to plug it in anymore because it supercharges the battery.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
God, I wish microwaves worked like that.
Yeah, right. Or I just had a really old battery and people just apparently don't think you're going to have a computer for like 9 years.
Yeah.
Jerks.
Just assume those batteries are going to explode at the landfill like the
Steve
rest
Jobs,
of the batteries.
Steve Jobs, you jerk.
Yeah, why don't you go microwave yourself in hell?
Oh.
Is that
Oh.
That's maybe
Very
that's
specific.
what he's doing.
Wow. Casting judgments on Steve Jobs. Who among us?
I don't know about it.
Who among us created the first iMac?
Cast the first Apple.
I'm creating a new computer.
Remember when it was like rainbowed?
Pear.
Rainbow Apple?
Yeah.
How'd they get rid of that?
I don't know.
Was it like, did it become like a weird gay thing? And then they were like, they didn't want it to
cheaper to make it all one color. Cheaper to make it a white apple.
It's cleaner.
It's white the absence of color or all the colors?
Depends if we're talking about light or pigment.
Don't.
Ooh.
So ALF. So yeah, I mean, this was a ending episode that you cleared up a lot though. It makes a lot of sense that
they didn't know.
They didn't know. Because I was like, wow, they really went on a sad note. I like that they got tricked into it though.
Yeah, it made for an interesting ending.
It makes for an interesting ending. It makes me like the ending.
Yeah.
I mean, I already kind of liked it because it was a little dark.
Yeah.
Like something that's not generally going to be dark, and then it kind of is. You're kind of like, oh, that was more interesting because it's not the same. I mean, I don't really care that they got tricked into it, but now that you tell me, I think it's funnier. So now it's a funny ending and not a sad ending.
Well, and it makes it different from, like, I could see people comparing this like E.T., and it makes it different from the ending of E.T., where it's like E.T. like just gets away, and this one like he gets caught. Just gets caught. Yeah.
Yeah, and they drove in a car, not a bike.
So close.
It's a good place to take your last season of a TV show to like, okay, final season, like shit's getting real. Alf's like taken hostage by the government.
Well, and Elf's such a sassy man, alien, that he would just be like in like elf jail, you know, alien jail, and he would just like be sassing off to the dudes. So that would be a funny like episodes while he's like in alien jail.
I'd watch Elf
jail.
Jail.
I think, I mean, since I'm a TV expert, I think ratings would have probably upticked in that final season of Elf.
I mean, you could have given them 10 episodes.
Yeah.
They didn't really do that kind of stuff back then. You know, every season was always like
half season.
24 episodes kind of thing. Because I think this was episode 24 episode.
And the previous 3 were 26.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean, where you could just, you know, if you don't want to commit a new...
I was reading that.
Quick Jimmy math.
So it was 99 episodes.
Okay.
But the last 3 episodes aired were an hour. So what we watched technically was the second half
Oh, okay.
of the last episode.
Oh,
Sure.
But they like split them for syndication.
got it.
They weren't going to go air
Yeah.
Okay.
hour-long
Yeah.
episodes and
But-
reruns.
But yeah, what I was going to say, like, if, so they filmed those last episodes. You already promised them a 5th season. But if you're NBC and you're like, okay, I don't actually want to do a 5th season, like, why not squeeze the last bit of juice of that and say, like, all right, you guys get 5 more episodes. We'll play them during the summer and we'll make an event out of it.
Tuesdays on a summer.
Yeah, just like the last 5 ALF episodes. Like, why not squeeze the last bit of money out of that?
Heck yeah.
I feel like that would have worked
They
out
did
just
that
fine.
6 years later.
It couldn't have cost that much money to do an ALF episode.
I mean,
Apparently it did.
apparently
there
it was
was-
fucking awful.
I mean, I don't
It
think
apparently took like a whole long days to shoot because they had to have like false like eggs like
okay.
Yeah.
holes and shit in the floor.
The
and
one other Max Wright anecdote that I read was so like the one of them where he just drove off on the last day, but the other one was one day he just snapped and just like started like strangling the ALF puppet, and people had to like restrain him.
pull him off of the elf puppet.
Yeah.
This like this
Just
like
drove people nuts.
these like elf urban stories are amazing.
I mean, can you imagine?
There's also ones about how like they like had like a secondary puppet that they used for rehearsals that they called Ralph, because like rehearsal Alf. But then like what's his name, Paul Fusco, would like just like hated rehearsal, so a lot of times in rehearsal he wouldn't even use the rehearsal Alf, he would just use his hand. He'd just use his hand and like read the lines.
Oh my god.
So did Paul Fusco, was he the puppeteer during the whole thing too?
Yeah, he was the main puppeteer. There was like 2 to 3 people running Alf at a
I
time.
was just wondering whether or not like he wasn't the puppeteer and the puppeteer's like, dude, I need to practice. And he's like, just use your fucking hand.
Just use your fucking hand. They get it.
They know it's elf. We'll call it health for your hand. Your hand elf.
Hand Alf.
Oh,
That just says half though.
God.
That's just the word half.
Health.
Health.
half.
You mean
I'm
half?
gonna say health every time I need to say the word half now.
How far do you want me to fill this cup up? Halfway.
Just halfway. It's healthful.
Yeah.
Glass
Glass
half
half full.
Well, this is funnier to me than it needed to be. Elf.
Halves.
Elves.
Yeah, if you have like several halves of something.
Man, I'm yeah. They handled it wrong. I don't want to really watch any of the Elf show, but I kind of do want to watch Project Elf, or at least start it. And like,
Yeah.
you know, that time before you're about to fall asleep and you're still awake and you think maybe I should watch something. I think that's when I want to turn on Project Elf.
Why not? It seems fine.
If it's so good, it'll keep me awake, or at least I'll wake up and go, oh yeah, I should find out where I was.
I hope it picks up just exactly where it left off.
Yeah, just
Feel
from that last scene.
Yeah.
half of the movie's just the last episode.
Half
like
the
that's the
movie is
first
just
half.
the last episode.
I already forgot.
Amazing. I'm so glad you just jumped on that.
Shoot. Any other thoughts about this episode? Or Elf in general?
My last thought is that one of the like general alien guy, whatever the alien force, space force,
Alien
Donald
Task Force.
Trump's space force,
Yeah.
was Richard Fancy, who is Mr. Lippman in Seinfeld.
Mm.
So there's a little.
Another Seinfeld connect.
Nice we know where
Yeah.
all the Seinfeld people got their start.
Yeah. I assume Jerry was on at some point. He played another
Jerry
elf.
What's
Miscellaneous
up
government
with
guy.
what's the deal with humans?
Yeah.
I'd like to watch Elf, but with Jerry Seinfeld as the voice. That sounds great.
That's weird.
Ugh, so good. All right, predictions.
Yeah, I mean mine were all way off. I had Alf and Brian have powers. They did not. Again, Alf is not contributing to the household at all. A cat helps Alf. There were no cats, I don't think.
Yeah, I didn't see a single cat.
George Bush joke. No George Bush joke. And a baby alien, which there were no other aliens shown.
Luckily, you got those 3 points from my quiz earlier.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Don't
Forgot
worry.
about the quiz already.
Don't worry, it wasn't enough
Head
for
of the
Joe
class.
to catch up to me.
Don't care about that.
There are a couple episodes we haven't tallied, so we don't know the full points yet, which will be revealed in the next week's episode, First and Lasties.
The third annual.
Yes,
It's not really annual.
A third semi-annual.
well, yeah, whatever.
The third totally random.
Can annual refer? Does it have to refer to something that happens once a year, or can it refer to something
Pretty sure
that
that's
happens?
what annual means
Well, but it might have that
in the Latin.
the double meaning, once a year,
The
or it's just
royal
a
annual.
reoccurring, like the royal.
Like sometimes it means every year, sometimes it doesn't. The two meanings.
Let me finish what
Kind of like how bi-monthly doesn't mean 2 months. It means twice a month.
That's fucked up.
It's stupid and I hate it.
It's not what I mean. You guys aren't listening to what I mean.
Because bi-weekly means 2 weeks. Doesn't mean twice a week, right?
So bi-monthly and bi-weekly
They're
basically
the
mean
same.
the same thing.
Well, I mean, not
Essentially.
every month is exactly.
Not every month
4
has
weeks.
2 weeks, Jimmy. So by annual,
What are you saying?
I mean that is it just this always happens at a certain point when that point comes back around. So obviously
we
New Year's
technically
Day
had
is
2
an
seasons in 2018.
well, right, and I don't
2
but that-
first and lasties anyway.
That's what I'm saying, but it's it happens annual because it happens at the end of every season. So it's the second annual. Maybe
I'm
I'm
There's
pretty sure the word annual
Means
means
year.
year.
I know, but I feel like there's another word for it. I'll find it.
Yeah.
What are your
You
predictions?
find it.
I'll do my predictions and then we'll do yours, Jimmy.
Oh man.
I said number 1. There's another elf. What's our ruling on that? We know there are other elves.
Yeah, but I think you meant that there was another puppet, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
But I wanted to hear you say
Nice.
it. Kids, friends know about Elf. There was no other people in the show.
No, yeah.
So it's
I don't think
inclusive.
there's ever any other characters in the show.
Elf feeds the cat food in an act of compassion and friendship.
No cats.
There was no cats.
Okay.
and-
Maybe he ate it.
It's
possible.
Cowboy hat. I didn't recall a cowboy hat.
No.
I forgot to look.
No fun stuff.
Elf was wearing a fedora.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was wearing a
A
shirt.
trench
He was
coat and a
wearing
fedora.
clothes.
I-
Yeah, he was wearing a flannel. at
My
the
favorite
beginning.
part about the episode was the very first shot. It was Elf sitting next to the ham radio thing again,
Yeah.
and he was just wearing a flannel.
Yeah, it was great.
It's great. Well, I got 0 points for I think the second week in a row.
Okay. So I had Elf didn't die. Elves didn't take over the Earth. UFO is fixed. I assume not, because he was still there.
Yeah, he needed a ride.
He definitely
assume
wasn't
it
using
wasn't-
his UFO.
I assume it wasn't still just protruding through the shed roof.
After 4 years of there's just an alien UFO in your roof of your garage, you just be like, no, I built that. It's our quirky thing that our house does.
It's a Halloween decoration.
We just never took it down.
This was my what did you call this is the money?
Yeah, the Moneyball prediction.
Alf jokes about eating the cat. Apparently, it was a whole thing that
Yeah.
after season 2, they didn't even talk about cats anymore. Did you know that? Had you read that part
I read
of the
that
Wikipedia?
I read that while we were
Okay.
watching this last episode. yeah.
Okay.
Also, he didn't tell you which one to pick.
Yeah.
You picked
No,
it.
he didn't.
Also,
he could have
negative
given
1
me a
points.
wink or something. Yeah, so that's -1.
So you're at -1 right now, Jimmy.
Total of -1. Amazing.
Helen Seinfeld
No, she's
and
not,
Alf are good pals.
not in this episode.
And Brian was not a different actor.
Oh, wow.
-1.
You got negative.
You
Oh, man.
sons of bitches.
I got 0 and you got less points than me.
Playing fast and loose with the predicts.
I thought I covered so many bases.
That's
I had
amazing.
6 predictions. I had 3 extra bonus trivia questions at the beginning of this episode.
You could have at the beginning of this. No, you had 4.
I could have had
You had 4 questions.
10 points.
And you
Yeah.
ended up with -1.
Total of 10 possible
You had
points.
11
down a
point
point.
swing.
I got worse than a 0%.
If you just would have not shown up, it would have been better.
It's like a test that you took, but you forgot to write your name on, so you got.
Just kicked out of class.
Oh man, I'm having a good time. Hey,
Show sucks. I hate ALF.
Fuck ALF.
with that, thank you for listening. Tune in next week for the 3rd annual First and Lasties,
All right.
where we give out arbitrary awards for this past season of First and Last. Find out who won with the most points. Maybe it's Jimmy.
Yeah, maybe.
Bringing in a whopping -1 today.
I got the most negative points.
Maybe it's Joe
Maybe.
with 3 bonus points scored.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's me, who it probably is.
Maybe it's Josh with the most points.
We'll do our awards. We'll talk about the season, and then we'll also discuss how we're gonna do points next season, because I think it's changing.
Cool.
Oh, it is?
We talked about it changing.
Do we?
We'll talk about it next week.
All right.
All right. Until then, think about going somewhere and rating us 5 stars, or tweeting and/or emailing us at FNLpodcast, giving Joe a compliment, and suggesting a TV show for us to watch. Until then,
It's hairy.
no.
It's heavy. It talks. It's Josh's butt.
All right. See ya. Have a good week.